If you are very conversant with the conversations happening out there, you will discover that the opposition leader, who is actually the leader of the Conservative Party of the United Kingdom in the person of Kemi Badenoch'S, who is of Nigerian origin, had been making some statements recently which sparked a bit of controversy, such that even the Vice President of Nigeria responded, saying unto her that even if she removes the Kemi and elders from her name, Nigeria will still be the greatest nation all across the world. And Kemi Badenoch'S, responded by saying that she's not bothered about it, and went on and on and on about her travels within the country, especially cases of police brutality and the fact that she identifies more with Yoruba than Nigeria as a country because she holds no affiliations to Northern Nigeria. Some statements that were kind of derogatory and sparked a bit of tribal wars on social media and all that. But then we'll be looking majorly at what the statement of Kemi Badenoch'S means for Nigeria as a country, the implications on the relationships with the United Kingdom, and as well we'll look at some key points she raised, some key statements she made, and how we can go further with it. Today on the studio we have with us a public affairs analyst, is a friend of the house actually, and the person of Akinniran. Akinsile, welcome to the show, sir.
It's my pleasure. Good morning.
Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much.
So, looking at this, we know Nigeria as a country, we love to protect our integrity as a nation. And Kemi Badenoch'S, one of the greatest things about Nigeria as a country is that we have lots of exports out of the country. One of such is, even though she doesn't claim being Nigerian, Kemi Badenoch'S, who happens to be Nigerian born within the country, and also has done well for herself to a point that she's one of the leaders out there making such statement about Nigeria. What's your take on, how do you feel about many of the statements she made?
Thank you very much. If we want to discuss Kemi Badenoch'S, we have to first of all dig into the background. Has she been doing that in the past? Naturally, Kemi Badenoch'S is a critic, and you don't expect less than what he's doing from such identified personality. They are known for that. She even called herself liberal wing. When they always have a right wing in the United Kingdom, when they say right wing, they mean those that have a kind of, they believe in natural law, they believe in moral justification, and they believe everything that's happening should be is bound to happen. That's what they refer to as right wing in UK. And if she was to be in that particular group, yet he said, no, I'm a liberal. She called herself liberal wing. That means she's liberal in her thinking. This present analysis, statement of Kemi Badenoch'S on Nigeria is not new to her, even to the world. We want to prevent them from knowing. You cannot fear that UK did not know the kind of person, the kind of personalities Nigeria had produced. Know that we have good kids, good children, and we have the bad ones. But if you have to look at that, at proportion, perhaps maybe 40-60. If 40 is good, extraordinary, then 60% of Nigerians abroad or anywhere I stand to be corrected anyway, may have questionable character. And to the statement of Kemi Badenoch'S, what has she said wrongly about Nigeria? What the critics, those that are condemning her, will say that she should try to say the lie in the public or to the world, and she didn't belong to that group whereby you see white and you say, okay, though it's brownish, no, she will not do that. Kemi Badenoch'S is known from the one, even from her secondary school age in Nigeria here before she traveled abroad. She is known for saying the facts, the police brutality, the blackouts in some areas. These are visible things in Nigeria that Nigerians are known for. As of today, we have some communities that have not seen electricity in the last 15 years in this Ondo state and Nigeria as a whole. We have so many communities. So what has she said that should be condemned? That she mentioned police brutality, this SARS, still fresh in her memory. It's known to the world. It's not strange. It's not new. She has not said anything new. She only recall what she has experienced in the past, and she narrated it. So why should we crucify her for that? To me, I don't see any reason why she should be crucified. Rather, we should be able to tell that she's a good daughter of Nigeria that we should be proud of. Check it. Go and check the record. No Africa on the line no black Africa ever gotten to the stage she is today. And the 4th woman in UK to have gotten to the level she is today. It's our pride. We should be happy that we have a daughter like that. In a few days time, she'll be 45. January 2nd to be precise. She will be celebrating another birthday. And don't forget, she has been saying things she knows about Nigeria, about UK, about everything she knows, even America. She has been saying it as it comes to her mind. So we have to respect her for who she is. That's my take on that.
But my major analysis there is majorly based on, the Yoruba, not just the Yorubas. Many will say that you don't dry every dirty linen on the outside. Talking about the fact that there are some statements, no matter how liberal, she particularly is in a field where diplomacy comes to play. Politics especially is the home of diplomacy. It's the hub of diplomacy. And many of the times, the same problems she raised also happens in the United Kingdom. It also happens in the United States. Yes. It also happens across Europe, especially in places where racism is on the eye. We experience things like the Black Lives Matter movement in 2021, 2020.
Yes.
Talking about the killing of George Floyd. It was by a white officer,
sure,
killing a black person. And many people from...
Was it hidden?
It wasn't hidden.
Then why should I be hidden?
To the open. And people talked about the reportage, media reportage of such events in the Western world, that they, to an extent, shielded. There's something they call social responsibility. So, which is one of the arguments that many scholars have come out to talk about, that even UK-based journalists talk about, that looking at the office you're trying to go, some statements shouldn't have been made. Some words shouldn't have been taken, because many take it.
You mean some truth should not be exposed?
Can we call them truth or facts?
Or reality?
Or reality. From your own take, don't you think it's bad PR for the country Nigeria, or would ought? Because someone said for a own vice president of a country to come out to respond to such statements, it shows how deep the pain was. Looking at the fact that Nigeria and the United Kingdom have enjoyed years of mutual relationship, talking about trades and all those kind of things. Do you think that she should have, for even her office, should have at least tried as much as to just penned some statements?
Thank you very much. Seems we don't really understand her office. She's a conservative party, and we call it as more or less an opposition party. And everything an opposition should do is to attack the ruling party. And that's exactly what she's doing. If you're attacking the ruling party, you have to state emphatically, categorically what you have against them. That should not, even don't forget that this same Kemi Badenoch'S was the same person that encourages the mutual relationship between Israel and UK, between America and UK. Emphatically, immediately Trump came on board, he encouraged the ruling party to have a kind of mutual understanding with US on the bilateral or whichever bilateral of their arrangement or agreement you want to have. That shows that he's trying to put the ruling party on their feet to do the right thing at the right time. Put that on the side. I said earlier that when you say you see a critic, you should know that an average thing will not be average before them. Little thing, they take advantage of it because they want to make statement from it. And for her to have referred to Nigeria, I'm sorry if our vice president responded to her. Before you respond to an issue, you need to know the person you want to respond with. It's not like our late Ganifa Wemi, when he makes a statement, when he made statement, you know that he has made affirmative statement. If you are going to against it, you need to go back to the law school and check some facts before you go back and check it. Same thing applicable to Kemi Badenoch'S. Don't forget she's a lawyer and she's an economist. She has financial knowledge to the standard the British government can recognize her for that. She has been heading so many economic positions to UK on several occasions. That shows that she is highly respected on that. And the office is holding today has to do with the law. Don't forget there was a time they were trying to make about 8,000 laws in UK. She said no, 8,000 is much. Let them make it 4,000. And the reason along with that, what I'm saying is this person has been critically looking at things before she comes out and say it. And don't forget, everything she says are natural things that happen or she may have experienced. Natural, underline, natural things that happen to her. That does not mean it is natural. In Nigeria today, police brutality has come to a stage there where it's a daily reportage. It has, when you talk about the electricity supply in Nigeria, at a time, it has become a daily routine. These are not, don't be surprised that there are areas in Nigeria today that have not experienced that for years, as I've said. So those people, if they said there is blackout in Nigeria, would they say no? The answer is no. If someone that has experienced police brutality in Nigeria today, will she say no to what she has said? The answer is no. So to every coin, there are two sides. And to every situation, there are ways to handle it. I am expecting Nigeria as a government and individuals to respect the view of Kemi Badenoch'S. She has never said anything wrong. She only said the obvious, perhaps to the word that some people don't like. Well, let me say they don't want her to say it. But what has she said that was not true? There was none. Like you said, like you really said the other time, that if she's talking, she has to be diplomatic. Diplomacy sometimes means to hide some truth. That's the simplest definition of diplomacy. When you say you should be diplomatic in your reasoning, in your disposition, or whatever you do, that means they want to be reserved. Must everybody be reserved? The answer is no. Everybody cannot be reserved. Like Kemi Badenoch'S, she's not reserved. She's free. Even don't forget the time they were mentioning that women they made transgenderism. She said it very soon that women will be sharing same toilet with women. As by implication means some men that claim to be women will be sharing the same bedroom toilet with women. Some people laughed it off. Some people said you should reverse it. You should. Simply means she was against transgenderism. And what does that mean? What does that mean? She's a person that never, whatever she does, she didn't believe in. She has to make it open, even to her own home. If there is anything that is not comfortable with her, she can easily make it known to the world. She doesn't care about whatever you say, because she has just said the reality. And I want us to respect, when we say tolerance, as Nigerians, I want us to tolerate our daughter. She meant well for us. If we have seen what she said to be bad side of Nigeria, it's our duty to change, and change for good, not the other way around. So for those that are condemning her, means they have skeleton in their cupboard. Perhaps they have experienced it, perhaps to their advantage in the past. How will you explain to anybody that a senator in Nigeria went to a supermarket and slapped a woman? Does that mean she has done well? Does that mean she encourage her? So when you see something wrong, you must say it is wrong. Like please, we say some time ago that if you see something, say something. So Kemi had said something, and she has said something. So nobody should crucify her. I maintained.
Let me drag a little back to what you said earlier. You said every corner has two sides. In her statement, she made it obvious that Nigerian police. But if you look at in this case that not every Nigerian police is bad. But in her statement, she has made it constructively that all Nigerian police are bad.
Can you quote that?
What she says Nigerian police.
If you said Nigerian police,
we should have said, to my own opinion, I should have said some Nigerian police.
The thing about that statement was they weren't even asking her about the Nigerian police.
Because she made about them.
Yeah, they only asked her that do you trust UK police?
And she took the whole statement to the Nigerian police. Let's even have your comments.
Okay.
On the issue of the Nigerian police part.
Very simple. As of today, I respect Nigerian police, and I always give to them. At their best, they will always give you the best, but they are not perfect in all situations, and that is why we still see some prominent Nigerians, perhaps in the opposition side, condemning the activities of the police during election, be it general or specific. They always have reservation that police are doing this, but I can say this, I am ready to say it anywhere. They just concluded the election in Ondo State is a case study. Nigerian police are brilliant and wonderful. They did their work. There was no blemish from any word or any unit I visited, not even one that I can say they have done wrong, they are wonderful. And I want to extend further that this is the kind of police we want to have in Nigeria. However, that does not mean they are good. If they were good like this in the past, there won't be need for NSAS. And apart from NSAS, we have seen the present Inspector General of Police on the past, the immediate past, trying to he's not even tried. He has dismissed so many officers for unreasonable attitude in the act of discharging their duties. So many of them were dismissed, and when they were decorated, as in the uniform was removed from them, they made it known to the world that these police are no longer police officers, and they were prosecuted. That is a good way to handle issues where you noticed that things are going from bad to worse. And today, the sanity we are expecting in Nigeria police is coming gradually, and I can assure you they are getting there if we still have good heads at the top of affairs. And going to Badenoch, referring when they asked her question about British police and responded with Nigeria experience, showed that she was trying to buttress her point. And don't forget, someone told her that there were occasions in recent Britain where the British police officers were terrible. I not me, I had another brother who has terrible experience with the British police. When he was in an airport, they said they won't allow the blacks to go, and the man was furious. Guess what? The man was rough-handled and taken to the cell by the British police. Does that portray British police to be good? The answer is no. But every policeman can do that in Britain? Can they do that? The answer is no. It's because we have bad eggs among the good ones. It is peculiar to every nation. But the better ones, like the one you mentioned that killed this black man, like George Floyd, was he a good example of police officer? As of today, he is alive. Guess what? He was only sentenced, and sometimes the issue got to a level that it was silenced. We don't know what was the end of the decision, but there's an admittance that what he did was wrong, and they identified him. And I was expecting the necessary that the way the man died, he should also be killed. Should also be killed. But lo and behold, he's still alive. I guess if I start to be corrected, if he's dead. So what are we saying? If it's in Nigeria, we say whoever that killed by sword shall die by sword. And don't forget what I want to concretely and seriously let Nigerians know, that whatever we are talking about, Kemi Badenoch, she is a naturalist. Permit me if there's any grammar like that. She is naturally endowed. She believes in natural law. And that was why she referred to Nigeria police when she was being asked about British police, because they are both countries. And don't forget, the British colonized us. It was what they taught us we are doing.
That's exactly the point of many Nigerians.
So that is they are bed of same feather.
Because of the fact that the thing is, they began to bring back many of our quotes from not just this particular election, even when she began to campaign to become the Prime Minister of Britain, and many of our quotes, just anytime she was communicating, she addressed the issues of. There was even a time she made a quote towards the fact that blacks were asking for reparations and all that, and she was saying statements like, it's high time we moved on, that we might also say that the white guys, that is the colonial masters, they did bad in the aspect of slavery, but they also did a lot of good. And it met with a lot of backlash from many Pan-Africanists who believe that a bulk of the problem that Africa is passing through today, both Anglophone countries and Francophone countries, came up from the fact that the whites influenced us, in the sense that even down to our historic destiny. Many have come out to insult her and say she's very unprintable statement, actually, that she's just trying to play to the favor of the white man to ensure that they give her the office and all that. That looking at the fact that that was the past prime minister before the current one in the UK, who happens to be an Indian of Indian origin, in the person of Rishi Sunak, never for once spoke bad of his country, India, despite the fact that a bulk of the problem Nigeria passes through India passes through, if not even worse. In some instances, we watch their films, we see many of the things that happen. Many Indians too out of the country, they are in diaspora. That can't you even save the dignity of your origin? If you are not proud of your origin, how will you then be proud of the people that you want to train or lead in the diaspora? Looking at the fact that you are not actually UK born, you are only opportunity to be a citizen there and also about to become. So these were all people were addressing. Don't you think they have their own valid points towards what Kemi Badenoch was actually doing?
Thank you very much for that brilliant analysis. Let me just put it to you. Kemi Badenoch was born in UK. After the birth, she came to Nigeria. And after that, she went back and she discovered she's a citizen. And being a citizen of UK, you know what that means.
Definitely.
There is a pride in that. And there is something. If you wake up in America today, every American will say, God bless America. Same thing, every British citizen will want to keep to the ethics and the value they inherited from their forefathers. And that was why till today you don't see any king relations going outside their territory to marry.
Get married, yeah.
They don't, they won't, they will never.
Except
it's a
for
part
marriage.
of that's a part of. You can't just. I was in Qatar. In Qatar, it is forbidden for any country, underline, quote and unquote, to marry their woman. It's not done. If you are not married to Qatar, you are not a Qatari. If you are not married to any Qatari, you are not a Qatari. And if you are a female and you married a Qatari and you have a child with a Qatari, that does not pronounce to be an automatic citizen of Qatar. This is a simple analysis. Every nation, every country has a ways of their life. In Britain, they have. If you want to be like them, you have to work like them, train like them, do everything like them. That is what Kemi Badenoch has done. Don't forget there was a time he came out to say we are going to defend our territory, as if he was truly a daughter of UK.
Kingdom, yeah.
That's to tell you how desperate she is to defend where she was born. Just like I am in Nigeria today, I will tell you what I can do. It is not too. Let me call it. It is not a big task for me to lay my life for Nigeria. It's not a big task. It's just like any other thing. The way Americans can lay their life for their country, I should be able to do the same, and I can do the same. Same thing Kemi Badenoch say, we are going to guide our passport jealously, their citizenship jealously. That means not everybody is entitled to the citizenship. That is her belief, and she's ensuring. I don't be so surprised if she became or she comes up to become the Prime Minister of England. I can assure you, he's going to do that. He even said that in the Conservative, when they were in power, that they got some policies wrong that they are going to right now. That means she didn't believe in what the party she's
been doing
in the past. She didn't believe in it. That's to tell you how principled she is, and she has a school of thought, and she's trying to keep to the school of thought. And don't forget who she referred to as is a role model, the Churchill, the Margaret Thatcher, and one other person. That if you look at them, these are people of principle. Churchill died for England, for the sake of England. Margaret Thatcher kept to the rules of England to the last. When she knew she cannot cope again, she resigned. It's on record. And this is the kind of person they have seen another Margaret Thatcher in her, and they want to build her to get to that level. And don't be surprised if anything happens. If she comes out to become the Prime Minister, she's going to do excellently well in terms of a relationship with some countries. Israel to be precise, US to be another example, and some other countries, Canada. She's trying to get a wonderful kind of agreement or mutual understanding among those countries. And don't forget, she said something that we too need to be conversant of. She said the Chinese, they are not a threat to any country, even to UK, but they are challenge to them. So there's difference between threat and challenge. What is she say that the Chinese they are working towards Britain to up their games. They should not relent on what they think they had in the past. That was the school of thought of her To some people that say Chinese is not challenging them, is trying to is threatening them. No, he said Chinese is not threatening them. Rather, Chinese is giving them challenge to up their game, and she's ready to up the game so that the Chinese will belong to where they belong. They want to get the world, like the Jews say, we always be the head, not the tail. And the British wants to be the head and not the tail. And that's the kind of mentality Kemi Badenoch has, and she wants to keep to it. And everyone that believes in British should be able to go align with her to ensure she has that vision. And if she excel, she's going to be proud of. We should be able to proud of us as Nigerians that our son, our daughter, perhaps married UK and she ruled the world, because he who rules Britain rules the world. That's a fact.
Oh, we can't say that actually, because
I can say that and say it again and again.
Well, UK and United States actually have big reputations actually. But before we go deeper into our discussions, before we went on the break, you talked about the fact that Kemi Badenoch, which we all must agree to the fact that she's a realist. Some of the problems she talked about, we can agree to the fact that it's not just peculiar to Nigeria. It happens across all nations.
That's a fact.
But there is one place I want to just start from, which is the fact that the bias she has, many Nigerians in diaspora have the same bias. Talking about the fact that many of them have had bad experiences within the country, which was even the reason why many of them had to, like many with them, japa out of the country. There's a new trend amongst even the, not totally the wealthy, even the middle class that are of a bit of privilege to travel out of the country, like some few celebrities and all that, to a point where in the time of pregnancy they prefer to give birth to their children in the United Kingdom, in the United States, so they can be citizens of those countries by naturalization. Sure. And all that, so that they can have more privileges over there than here in Nigeria. Looking at the fact that many Nigerians, even within the country, don't really familiarize themselves with the country and all that, because of the fact that they feel the country has done a lot of bad to them. Many of them tomorrow now, they could be like maybe Kemi Badenoch and also share a lot of views. Many Nigerians are even playing for, even in the football world, playing for countries that is not Nigeria, despite the fact that Nigeria even sent representatives to them to appeal that they represent them in the country. Now, what's your take on this view by many Nigerians in diaspora, looking at the fact that they feel bad about one thing or the other they claim Nigeria did to them?
Thank you very much. It's unfortunate that I am here today. I was once a Japa specialist because I left this country on 2 occasions. But I discovered there's nowhere like home. My home is special. Despite all the hills in Nigeria, I still give it to Nigeria. We are a country that should be proud of. To anybody that is Japa, perhaps let me just give you a few analyses. Do you know that these people that are Japa, they go for jobs, I call it mania jobs that a person like me will never do in Nigeria. At my home, you don't expect me to go to watch my toilet. Someone will watch it for me. Imagine myself go and watch toilet for somewhere else. Someone that cannot watch my own toilet, to go and watch toilet somewhere, I keep to my pride. It's better. I think there was a philosopher from an actor that said it's better to reign in hell than to do something. I mean, it's better to reign in hell than to serve in heaven. When you reign, you are a king. But when you serve, you are a servant. So it's better for them to call you wicked king than a great servant. That's me for you. I can't just do that. They make money anyway. Yes, money is not everything. To those that always call themselves Japa, they after money. But they have forgotten that after money, there is what you call pride. There's what you call dignity. There's what you call self-respect. That's what they lack. Though not every one of them goes there to do many job. Some are going as a professionals. And I give to them. If you are traveling abroad and you become a professional in your field and you're excelling, kudos. But if you are going there to go for many job just because you want to make money outside, where you will lose your dignity, where you lose your respect, even the young boys, old age woman will just slap you, beat a lot of you because you are taking care of the old age woman. How I can't just cope with that? I cannot. Even in Nigeria, I know where my right is, and I always ensure I didn't go outside my right, and you cannot trample upon my right. I'm just saying this for those that always japa that they are losing something that are very enough in Nigeria. They are losing it. That's number one. Number two, the comfortability we have in Nigeria. And an average Nigerian can sleep for at least 8 hours a day, out of 24 hours. Yeah, if you are after this money, many job of a thing, you hardly sleep 4 hours. I have an elder brother in the past that will work 16 hours out of 24 hours and perhaps 3 hours to sleep, another 5 hours gone for another job. No, and I was not surprised because he always engaged in accidents one way or the other because he couldn't rest the way others are doing. Yes, he's a big man now today, but if he tells you what he has undergone, you pity him, and it's affecting the health today. Why am I saying this? For us to know that our health is wealth, we should be able to keep to our health. When you are doing many jobs where you are working extra miles to get money, don't be surprised and don't tell me you didn't know that half of that money you are going to make, you will eventually spend it on all your health later. So why can't you just keep yourself rest, and the little God has given to you, you manage it and you get to what you want to go, where you want to get to. That's my own. And on that note, and on a final note, I want to tell that Japa is not the best for us in Nigeria today. That's number one. Number two, to the mentality of the diaspora, everybody is entitled to his or her opinion. So you cannot judge me with your opinion. It's not possible. To any diaspora member that is trying to behave like Kemi is not helping him or herself. And any diaspora member that said Kemi had done something wrong, that means it's out of touch in some areas. To me, I always love people to be yourself. In everything you do, always be yourself. And when you be yourself, people will respect for who you are. Let's now come to Kemi Badenoch'S. I want to assume that why so many of people are against her, precisely all that tribe, because she never see herself as a Nigerian, but as a Yoruba. And when most times she talks, she said, I'm a Yoruba, because she knows that there's something in that tribe that hands her what she is, not Nigeria giving to her. So, and you cannot give what you don't have. Nigeria, as of today, if we identify the problems Nigeria has, let us say 100, 99.5 of it is from the government. And how are the government today? Yoruba is in the head of affair. But is it doing what Nigeria wants, not Nigerians want? The answer is no. But he said we should keep hope alive. By another 6 or 7 months, it will be 2 years in office. Then what are we to show for it? Because the last 1.5 years had been for hardship for every Nigerian, quote and unquote, rich and the poor. Nobody is enjoying this present government in any way. Even the minimum wage, you said they give to some states, some states have not paid. Those that are paid peanuts compared to what they agree upon. So that's to tell you that many things are not working in Nigeria. And don't forget, of recent, some politicians went to go and greet another great politician. And I am 100% sure he's in preparation for 2027. When they begin to visit, knows that there is something in cooler against next political dispensation. And why? That is to say, when things are going well, there won't be need for that. But because they know Nigerians are lamenting on a daily basis, and the same thing Kemi Badenoch'S know that Nigerians are not happy. That's why she could not come to Nigeria anymore the way she was used to. Because at the past, at every vacation, she comes to Nigeria. She goes to America. But today she has not been able to go because whatever, if you skipping at 10,000 euro or pounds, by the time she comes here, within 15 of an hour, everything will finish because of lack of value in our naira. These are many more problems we are facing. And are we tackling, instead of us to identify the problem and tackle it, we are going against personality. What for? She believes that she's a Yoruba woman to a Nigeria. And that was why perhaps maybe some critics were trying to go after, like Seun Kuti. And don't forget, Seun Kuti's father was controversial till she died. Very controversial. Some people do not believe in him. Some of us believe in him. So when you see another person trying to be like your father, you should be able to respect that person. But
I think in difference to the father, who happens to be Fela, even Seun, I was almost shocked that Seun Kuti himself was...
And Seun himself is controversial.
He's very controversial.
Seun himself is controversial. So why...
The Seun we used to know, we speak out.
Seun will speak out.
And what has she done that Seun has not done?
But no, the thing is, when I saw even people like Aisha Yusufu, she'll come out to even criticize Badenoch. I was at first I was shocked, looking at the fact that y'all are birds of the same feather. I discovered that to an extent, there is a thin line between activism and total abandonment or love for country, where it's in the sense that no matter how much Aisha Yusufu, Shehu Kuti, who at the moment are even worrying against each other, or maybe no matter how much they criticize Nigeria, even Fela, they refuse to leave. They always stay behind. They always try to at least give a voice to the country.
Guess what? Because they are Nigerians. Kemi Badenoch'S is not a Nigerian. As of today, she is a British citizen, and she has to act like one. So when you are trying to let her affiliate herself to Nigeria,
want to affiliate herself,
and which is not ready to, why should we enforce it on her? She has a. We need to respect. That's why the tolerance is the key. If we tolerate one another, there won't be all this balloon everywhere. We need to respect her. She's a British citizen. We only claim she has a Nigerian affiliation, because she bears Nigerian name. That's all it. As of today, she was born in Britain, and she has a British passport, and she's now a leader as far as Britain is concerned. So we need to respect her for that. And referring to Nigeria is a kind of referring to any other country of her choice. Don't forget she had referred to China, she had referred to Israel, she had referred to US. Nigeria should not be exempted. The way she has seen all those countries, so she has seen Nigeria. That she has affiliation should not mean we should be all committed to Nigeria. And because anyway, I won't blame us in Nigeria. We have a kind of ethics we expect everybody to keep to, and we have forgotten that not everybody will keep to our own ethics. Simple.
Thank you, sir, for the enlightenment. Now let's look into Badenoch'S world, and let's come back home to Nigeria, because she always claimed that she's a Yoruba, not in Nigeria. Now let's go back to our home here and look at the case she has highlighted, talking about the police brutality. What do you think that has even caused this police brutality in Nigeria? Because it's become a talk of the town, something that happens daily basis, either being recorded or not recorded, the one that we have facts, the one that we don't have facts to talk about. But why is it that it has turned to daily based occurrence?
Lack of discipline. You see, let me just tell you the truth. In the past, to every work you are going to be employed in Nigeria, there must be induction. It is in that process of induction, you'll be given some orientation about things expected of you. I remember when I joined some social clubs, I had my inductions, and they gave me some rules. Guess what? I don't go against the rules, because as a responsible citizen, I believe that it will be so erroneous on me, for me to be seen doing the wrong thing when I have known it. As a matter of fact, one of my clubs, they call me constitutional matter, because I believe in constitution. Today, an average Nigerian believes in constitution of Nigeria, but the so-called defendant of the constitution, are they doing it? It's only in Nigeria today. I'm sorry, I don't want to be Kemi Badenoch'S over time. It's only in Nigeria of today you will see the judges. I'm sorry to say this, some respected individuals in the community, in the nation, seeing the right thing and seeing the other way around. And how do I mean? Take for instance, when they started first subsidy in Nigeria, some of us said no, you shouldn't have done it. When Jonathan started wanted to do it, we all came out and said, okay, if that's the case, it will be a procedural issue. We are going to make it a process. Let us create an avenue whereby whatever we get from the what do you call it, from the restructure, or what do we call it, subsidy will be used this way. Everything will be analyzed. Compared to one day when someone came, fuel subsidy is gone, and it is gone. And now we are living in the negative effect of that single statement. Every Nigerian is dying on daily basis. Few people can only afford drugs. The paracetamol I used to buy 30 naira, 15 naira. Today is 250 naira. There is a drug they sell for 4,000 naira as at last year January, or last year January, or perhaps something of that nature. Today is 30,000 naira. Compare 4,000 to 30,000, and guess what? Until now, when the salary of some workers are increased, nothing changes in Nigeria. Nothing changes in terms of income and expenditure. Income will remain stagnant. Expenditure escalated in this same Nigeria because of the statement of one person. Forget that when first subsidy goes, transportation will go high, feeding will go up, commodities will go up, and life stability, sustainability will be high, without putting all those ones into consideration, and just remove what we all used to pushing the effects. Today we are dancing to the galala of this same fuel subsidy. That's by the way. Let's go to another place. Before now, we all today ASU strike, tomorrow medical doctors on strike, the next tomorrow lawyers on strike. Today everybody has just accepted fate. We are all now looking for one thing: survivor in Nigeria. How to feed yourself, perhaps your little family, and other things. What everybody is struggling to get now. Before we have we call them thieves, or let me call them armed robbers, and now they have gone times 1 million, whereby kidnappers, they are not into kidnapping, they are not into banditry, where hundreds of millions comes in. Why? Because what is available can no longer sustain. And what is government doing to cushion the effect? They now release money, the name of palliatives, to some individuals. And if they are giving this money, and what will be next is that they will just call few of their cronies, friends, families to give them the money. While the people who needed the money could not get it. And now, to the extent a minister, I stand to be correct, in Nigeria here, by under this present administration, was identified to have stolen the palliative money. To the extent the president removed her from office. And what was the result? The money she embezzled has not been collected. I want to inform you today that these Empower teachers have not gotten salary for 8 months, and the 8 months was November last year. Till now they have not gotten the money till today.
That's over
a year, and this government has not done anything to it, among other trivial issues. And this is why I want to say, if there are problems, I don't like discussing problems. I love solutions to the problem. When we have all identified all these problems, what are the way forward? What are the likely things we can do? One, to reduce. Then after the reduction, they will not think of how to alleviate or to put an end to such problem. Then today, if you say we have problems in Nigeria, police brutality is number 1 on the list. We have seen video whereby the police will not know, even the soldiers will not know that their victims are already on tape, and they will be doing all these brutalities, and it will be recorded live, and before you know it, everybody has seen it. Is it Badenoch that caused that? That said the police should be brutalizing Nigerian citizens? Is it Badenoch? The answer is no. It's because they lack the expected discipline in the field of work. Of recent, a woman died, and guess what happened to her? They said a doctor forgot scissors during surgery session.
Incompetence.
Is that not incompetence?
That's lack of incompetence.
This is what we are talking about. And the woman eventually died. This same Nigeria we are. If we want to identify them, we can be going on and on and on. Someone like me, I lost about 80 fowls. Why? Because of the weather conditions that government cannot control, and I cannot control it. So these are many more things that is happening that we need to identify and try to find solution to them one after the other. And another problem we have in Nigeria is we have poor reporting. If anything happens, will be scared to let people know. Therefore, you keep it to yourself. In the advanced world, they will report such matter. They will even give it number, because even without reporting, they must have known, because they have CCTV everywhere. Unlike Nigeria, whereby you can only find it in some individual houses. And that house is not every part of the house. It will take only few places. So what are we saying? The problems with police brutality is so much, and to me, I believe it's very easy to tackle or to resolve. First of all, when there is orientation, there is what we call reorientation. Training, there are also what we call retraining. When you train someone, retrain. When you give someone orientation, reorientate. And to be intermittently, continuously. It is because as a teacher, we believe that everything a child hears repeatedly stays or sticks. So when you teach a child repeatedly a particular thing, it becomes a master. That's what we call mastering of certain thing. If you want someone to master something, teach teach that person repeatedly. Consistently. Take for instance a biology teacher teaching a particular subject for 8 years. A time will come, he may not need to go to class with a lesson note anymore, because he might have mastered some certain topics. That's mastery. So when they're in the police profession, there should be reorientation, retraining of officers. So when you are retraining them, even if you are about to forget, through the retraining and reorientation process, they will discover that this must not be done by an officer. And if it is, and don't forget, if it is done, there should be penalty. That if you do this, this is what will happen. And if you do it and it did not happen, that means you are encouraging them to do it more. But immediately, if everything is done and there is repercussion immediately, it will serve as caution for others. This is how we can reduce criminality from the government and the citizens as of today in Nigeria. What do I mean? Orientation and reorientation, training and retraining.
Training and retraining, actually. I think I like your view, even though at a point, I was like, in fairness to the government, to the federal government, aside from the place of the subsidy removal, one of the claims they had was there was no provision for it as at the time when the statement was made in the constitution. So it was in the budget of the nation. So it wasn't just a Tinubu thing, actually. We owe it more to Buhari than even Tinubu himself. And it couldn't be brought back. So one of the things. But now, looking at it majorly, from your own view, do you think the vice president should have responded to how when those statements were made?
Ideally, I am not expecting, I never expected him to respond, because it's just a statement from someone who is not your citizen, who is not from your country. But because of the Kemi you saw, I noticed, even if you watch some movies or football, you will discover that there are some people that bear similar name to Nigeria and they are not. So if you have something like Kemi Badenoch'S, don't assume she's in Nigeria, even though she's from this Ondo Kingdom where we are. I am proud to be associated with her because she has made Ondo Kingdom proud.
Like someone said Gabriel Jesus that plays football for Arsenal actually bear Jesus, but it's not the Son of God. That's
it. I should not expect him to behave like a child of Jesus, because she just bears name with him, not necessarily him. So what am I saying is that we must learn to identify ourselves, tolerate one another. If our vice president is tolerant enough, he should have responded to it. We have known Kemi for our usual statement about issues, about countries, about matters. Oh, Nigeria is just one out of millions, she has said. So if you don't want to engage, and guess what? This will never stop her from saying something similar tomorrow. If she sees something tomorrow, she will say it. So once you know that this thing is not affecting this person, why did you respond in the first place? And don't forget, not the way we reason, the reason abroad. Yeah. I'm sorry, not the way we reason, the reason over there. This woman has carved a niche for herself in administration and governance in the UK. She's now 7th most respected woman in UK, whether we like it or not. So which has carved a niche for herself. To someone that had a controversial election and eventually, and you are still coming to condemn someone that is not condemned. This not the same we used there. They used over there. She lost to Johnson at when she contested with her. She lost. When you lose position, not that it's a form of hierarchy.
Yeah.
When you are leaving the office, the next person will come. So also they do. Not that they will just bring anybody from anywhere, like the case of Kogi State when one man died. And they brought and the deputy could not be. They just came and bring someone else from somewhere else to become governor. Eventually he messed up. So he presently is in the custody of the EFCC. This is what we are talking about. We need to identify and let the things be done the way it should be done.
Thank you, sir, for being a part of this discussion. Actually, I really enjoyed it. Actually, and yes, like you said, everyone has their attitude, everyone has their character, and the fact because they bear your name actually doesn't mean they actually identify with your country. Kemi Badenoch'S is actually not a Nigerian. She is from the United Kingdom actually, and though she has a bit of affiliations with Nigeria, like from the Yoruba origin, she's actually, I would have loved to address some issues too as well and ask some questions, but our time is full spent.